Tepi sikit sebentar betul lah. Robek. Dah siap. Aku nak tahan depan. Oh.
Keadaan dalam bawah piston ni, apa yang saya dapat kat sini, bawah piston dalam keadaan baik, tak ada habuk ataupun karat dan tak ada kerosakan pada dinding-dinding dia. Sama juga macam piston ni dalam keadaan baik, cuma ada sedikit rusty kat piston. Kedua-dua brake pad dalam keadaan baik, masih tebal dan tiada kerosakan. Lagu, itu lagu. Ini lagu apa?
Lagu Cina.
Satu.
Lepas tu kena tutup. Yep.
Done.
Kan lagu tu dah kedah. Cak ni apa? 4 1 8.
Yang betul. Tebal elok.
Apa?
Buat brake pad kan mop bekil.
Dan
Oh. Memang kapuri macam tu ya?
ya, betul. Dia punya brake kan.
Biar kau tengok lagi. Kau tu putih. Apa cerita dah Mak Ijat?
Tu bukan letak air dalam bekas. Tu nampak bekas. Tu. Gini tak apa. Banyak kosong-kosong.
Minyak ni kuat tak? Kan? Kuat.
Ha?
Minyak ni kuat tak?
Brake memang kuat.
Ni tu. Kaki menghapis tu.
Color tak ada.
Tak pandai.
Kamu dah hidup.
Kena kat besi pun.
Ya.
Dan sikit.
Fabio just pull.
Origin.
Wait.
Duduk kat mana tu?
Dia cukup dalam luar. Luar ni ada.
Yang satu lagi?
Dalam.
Dalam mana? Oh, masuk gitu je lah.
Ada washer dia.
Kunci dia tak pakai.
Tapi ni.
Jampak lah. Mana dulu dah?
Okay, ni dia nak tunggu dulu.
Getang barak tak?
Tak, ini nak buang tu.
Maka tak kucing.
2, 4.
Bubble keluar bos. Kita nampak bubble keluar daripada hose.
Ada keluar boleh?
Ada?
Ada. Tu, pump. Tak lekat lagi, sikit pun.
Apa? Tengok apa? Apa? Buat macam ni kat dia.
Bukan.
Procedure. Step 1. Open the brake fluid dissolver. Turn the ignition off. Straighten the hand labels. Unscrew the two screws on the front brake fluid dissolver master cylinder. Clean around the cover first to prevent dirt from falling inside. Remove the cover and rubber diaphragm. Step 2. Remove the caliper. Use a 12 or 14 mm wrench to remove the two caliper mounting bolts. The hose outlet was placed into a waste container. The blade screw was loosened using the correct tool. The oil brake fluid was allowed to drain out through the hose by gravity. Do not press the brake lever while the caliper is removed. Step 3. Remove the brake pads. Remove the pad pin or retainer using the plier or hex tool. Slide the brake pads out. Inspect pad thickness. Replace if thin or uneven. Step 4. Inspect the caliper and piston. Check for dust, dirt or brake dust around the piston. Gently press the brake lever slightly. Inspect piston condition. No rusty, no scratch, the seal is still intact. Step 5. Clean the caliper. Spray brake cleaner on the caliper body and piston area. Use a soft brush to clean cardboard and dirt ball. While dry, using a clean cloth. Make sure the dust seal and piston groove are clean. Step 6. Push the piston back. Use a finger or brake piston tool to push the piston back inside. Ensure it moves smoothly without sticking. Step 7. Reinstall the brake pads. Slide the brake pads back into the place. Reinstall the pad pin or retainer and secure it properly. Make sure the pad sits correctly. Reinstall the caliper. Position the caliper back over the brake disc. Insert and tighten the caliper mounting bolt. Step 9. Set up for bleeding. New brake fluid was filled into the reservoir tank. Attach the clear hose to the bleed nipple on the front brake clipper. Put the other end of the hose into the container. Step 10. Bleeding process. Pump the brake lever 4 until 5 times. Hold the brake lever pressed in. Use the 8 mm wrench to slightly open the brake nipples. All fluid plus air bubble will flow out through the hose. When the flow slow, close the nipple again. Release the brake lever. Refill the reservoir with fresh fluid.
So we will discuss this brake part name. For number 1 is caliper mounting bolt. Number 2 slide pin bolt. Number 3 caliper bracket. Number 4 brake pad outer. Number 5 bleeder screw. Number 6 dashboard or dust seal. 7 piston seal. 8 brake piston. 9 caliper body. 10 pad pin or retaining bolt. 11 brake pad spring or anti-rattle clip. 12 brake pad inner. 13 pad shim or back plate. 14 pad retainer clip. Then we will inspect the condition of this brake part according to the table 3. For the first part is brake fluid. So before our team doing the service, the condition of brake fluid is dark or oil fluid. So we need to change with a new brake fluid. So after we doing the service, the brake fluid in good condition because the oil brake fluid has been changed. For the second part is disc brake. The condition of disc brake before our service is in good condition. There's no rusty, not broke, and can still be used. So after the condition, it's still in good condition. And then for the third part is caliper piston. The caliper piston before service is good, but has a little rusty at the piston outer ring. After we do the service, the caliper piston in good condition because it has been greased. And the last part is brake pad. For the condition before our service is still in good condition. The pad is still smooth and highly thickness, so still can be used. And after we do the service, the brake pad is still in good condition. As a result of braking test, which is from table 4, before we do the braking test, the initial distance was 8.3 meter and the final distance was 6.6 meter. And lastly, the measurement is based from table 5. We measure the brake pad thickness using vernier caliper And then result, the outer brake pad thickness is 4.18 mm and the inside brake pad thickness is 3.89 mm. And then for the brake disc thickness, we still using the vernier caliper to measure brake disc thickness at 4 point. And the result, at first we get 4.85 mm, second 4.69 mm, third 4.64 mm, and lastly 4.79 mm.
For discussion question number 1, based on the finding, the brake pad is still in good and serviceable condition. The friction material appear to above the minimum thickness and there are no signs of unworn wear, crack, glazing or damage. Therefore, the brake pad does not need to be replaced at this time and can continue to be used safely. And for answer question number 2, the main function of a disc brake system on a motorcycle is to slow down or stop the motorcycle safely. It does this by converting the kinetic energy of the moving motorcycle into heat through friction between the brake pad and the disc. This ensures better control and stability while riding, especially high speed or during sudden stop. Thank you.
So for discussion number 3, why must air be removed from the hydraulic brake system? So the answer is air must be removed from the hydraulic brake system because air bubbles can compress, which reduce the transfer of pressure from the brake lever to the caliper. This causes the brake lever to feel soft or spongy and reduce braking power. If too much air is trapped, the brake may not engage properly, leading to weak or even complete brake failure. Therefore, bleeding the system is necessary to restore full hydraulic pressure and ensure safe, consistent braking performance. So the conclusion, in this assignment, we focus on the maintenance and performance evaluation of the brake disc system on Yamaha Y15. The part component of the brake disc system were checked in good condition. Next, we perform a brake bleeding procedure on the motorcycle to take out any air from the lines. In third objective, we can diagnose and troubleshoot the brake disc system on Yamaha Y15. Afterward, we test the braking distance. The motorcycle was able to stop much faster with the distance dropping from 8.3 meter to 6.6 meter. This shortened distance proved that the safety of the rider is now better.